The sirens had already faded when Officer Maribel Cross realized the road had gone quiet, the kind of quiet that feels like abandonment. She lay half-conscious beside her wrecked patrol car under a pale blue morning sky, blood soaking into the gravel as sunlight crept through the trees like it was too late to help. Her radio was crushed, her breath shallow, and every passing second felt like a slow decision by the world to move on without her. She had chased the wrong car, trusted the wrong call, and now she was being left for dead in broad daylight, with nothing but the ache in her chest and the distant hum of life continuing somewhere else. If you believe stories like this still deserve hope, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Heartbeat Tales, because kindness and second chances are what keep people alive when the world turns its back. Across town, Evan Holt, a quiet single father, was starting his morning the same way he always did, packing his daughter's lunch and tying his worn work boots while sunlight spilled through the kitchen window. His daughter had already left for school, leaving behind a house that felt too empty for someone still so full of love. Evan carried his loneliness carefully, never letting it spill into bitterness. The one creature who always noticed his silences was Rook, his German shepherd, a rescued dog with watchful eyes and an instinct that never slept. That morning, instead of heading straight to the construction site, Rook stopped, ears stiff, pulling hard toward the old county road where the air smelled wrong. What Evan found wasn't supposed to be part of his life. The patrol car looked abandoned at first, the sunlight glinting off broken glass, until he saw her, uniform torn, face pale, breathing barely there. Panic tried to take over, but responsibility moved faster. Evan pressed his jacket against her wound, hands shaking, while Rook stood guard, low and steady, as if daring the world to take one more. Step closer. Time stretched thin in that moment, but help finally came, and Maribel was rushed to the hospital, with just enough life left to save. Recovery didn't come easily. Maribel woke to daylight filtering through hospital blinds, her body heavy with pain and regret. She had been a cop for 10 years, always the one arriving in time, and now she was learning what it meant to be vulnerable. News trickled in slowly, internal reviews, unanswered questions, the knowledge that backup had been delayed, not lost. What stayed with her most wasn't the crash or the fear, but the memory of a stranger's hands refusing to let her go, and a dog's eyes that never looked away. Evan visited once, awkward and unsure, carrying a small bundle of wildflowers picked from the roadside. He didn't stay long, didn't need thanks. He just needed her to know she hadn't been invisible. Life pulled him back to work, back to fatherhood, but something had shifted. Saving Maribel had reminded him that his quiet existence still mattered, that being present could change someone's fate. Months passed under bright skies and ordinary mornings. Maribel learned to walk without pain, then to trust again. She transferred out of patrol, choosing community outreach instead, wanting to be closer to people before emergencies broke them. One afternoon, during a neighborhood safety event held in full daylight, she saw Evan and Rook again. This time, she stood tall, sunlight warm on her face, and the gratitude she carried finally had a place to land. Their lives didn't turn into miracles overnight. Evan still worked long hours, still worried about his daughter growing up too fast. Maribel still carried scars, some hidden, some not. But they found comfort in shared coffee, in afternoon walks with Rook, in the understanding that survival creates a quiet bond. The dog stayed close to Maribel whenever crowds grew loud, as if remembering the road where everything almost ended. What had once been a moment of violence became a reason for gentleness. Maribel spoke at schools about resilience. Evan volunteered with rescue animals, and every time the sun rose over that same county road, it no longer felt like a place of loss, but proof that daylight can return even after the longest night. If this story touched your heart, please engage with this video. Your support helps stories like these reach people who need hope the most. Before this story ends, leave a comment telling us where you're watching from and what moment moved you most. Some lives are saved by sirens, others by strangers who stop when they don't have to. And sometimes, all it takes to change a fate is a single dad, a loyal dog, and the courage to care when the world is too busy to notice.